Hello and welcome to TD's Pokemon Lair. I'm TD and this is my lair. Today we're unboxing another box of 10 Pokemon cards from PSA that I got graded. They arrived in this nice box, safely packed. Let me get them out of here and we'll see what grades I got. Alright, hey, let's go. This card is a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Slowpoke, a first edition, the number 67 card. Looking at the front of this card, the graphics are bright and clean. There's no scratches, creases, or bends on the surface. Looking at our centering from left to right and top to bottom, I think those are all within the tolerances or very close. Our corners and our edges seem to be free of any damage. As we inspect the back of the card, you can see that the surface is clean. There's no creases, bends, or scratches. Our centering from left to right and top to bottom, I think, is all within the tolerances or very close. Looking at our corners and edges, I did not find any damage. And we're going to get a grade of Gem Mint 10. I like it. I'll take it. I love 10s. You gotta check out this 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Squirtle, a first edition, the number 68 card. I like the Squirtle. It's one of my other favorite Pokemon. It's in the top 10 for me. Looking at our surface, it's very clean. I did not see any scratches, creases, or bends. Looking at our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think those are all within the tolerances. Looking at our corners and our edges, they are free of any damage. As we turn the card over, the surface of the card is free of any damage like creases, bends, or scratches, just like the front. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right, also just like the front, I think is within the tolerances. And there is no damage to our corners or our edges on the back of this card. So this Team Rocket Squirtle is going to get a grade of Gem Mint 10. That's awesome. I like the 10s. Take a look at this 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Voltorb, a first edition, the number 69 card of the set. This card is very clean. The centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think looks pretty good. Our surface is free of any creases, bends, or scratches or any other damage. Our corners and our edges are also free of any damage. I could not find any problems with this card so far. Looking to the back of the card, our centering from left to right, I think is very slightly to the right, maybe taking us out of the 10 tolerance. Looking at our centering from top to bottom, I think that is very good. Looking at our corners and our edges, I think they're free of any damage that it could affect their grade. But finally, looking at our surface, it is free and clear of any creases, bends, or scratches. And we're going to get a grade of Mint 9. Man, I thought that'd be almost a 10, but I guess it did have a centering problem. We're looking at a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Zubat, a first edition number 70 card. Looking at the front of this card, our graphics are clean and bright. There's no problems with the surface like creases, bends, or scratches. Our centering from left to right, I think, is slightly towards the left. Centering from top to bottom, I think, is slightly towards the top. Looking at our corners and our edges, I did not find any damage. The back of the card looks very clean. The graphics are bright. Our surface shows no signs of any damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Looking at our centering from left to right and top to bottom, it looks a little towards the left. Top to bottom looks pretty close to the tolerances. Looking at our corners and our edges, I think there might be a very slight damage on that lower left corner. And with that, we're going to get a grade of Mint 9. That's what I expected. Let me show you this 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket The Boss This Way, a first edition trainer, the number 73 card. Looking at the front of this card, I did not see any damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Our centering from left to right and top to bottom, I think, is slightly towards the bottom. Left to right looks within the tolerances. Looking at our corners and our edges, I did not find any damage. Looking to the back of the card, our surface shows no damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Our centering from top to bottom is towards the bottom. Centering from left to right, I think, is within the tolerances. Looking at our corners and our edges, there is some damage to the two right corners. And that's going to get us a grade of near Mint 8. That's not as bad as I thought it might go. You're looking at a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Challenge, a first edition trainer card, the number 74 card of this set. Looking at the front of this card, it's very clean. I do not see any scratches, creases, or bends on the surface. Looking at our centering from left to right, I think it's within the tolerance. Centering from top to bottom is towards the bottom. Looking at the corners and the edges, they are free of any damage. Let's flip the card over and look at the back, and we'll start with our centering. Centering from left to right is quite a bit towards the left. Centering from top to bottom is a little bit towards the bottom. Looking at the surface, it did not show any scratches, creases, or bends. Looking at our corners and our edges, they are also free of any damage or fraying. And that's going to get us a grade of mint 9. Those are pretty good. We're looking at a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Digger, a first edition trainer, the number 75 card of the set. Looking at the front of this card, it's very clean. I like the centering from top to bottom and left to right. It all looks within tolerance. Our surface looks very nice. It doesn't show any damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Looking at our corners and our edges, they are also very nice and free of any damage. Taking a look at the back of the card, our surface does not show any damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Our centering from top to bottom, I think, is slightly towards the bottom. Centering from left to right, I think it's a little bit towards the left. Looking at our corners and our edges, I do not find any damage that would affect a grade. And we're going to get a grade of Gem Mint 10. Surprised by that. I thought the centering on the back would take us out. Have you seen this 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Imposter Oak's Revenge? A first edition's trainer, the number 76 card. Looking at the front of this card, our centering from top to bottom is towards the bottom. Centering from left to right, I think, is within the tolerances. Looking at our corners and our edges, I think they're free and clear of any damage. Looking at our surface, it does not show damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Looking to the back of the card, our surface shows no damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Our centering from left to right is towards the left. Centering from top to bottom is towards the bottom. Looking at our corners and our edges, the upper left corner and lower right corners both have some very slight damage. And we'll get a grade of mint 9. 9s are nice. This card is a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Nightly Garbage Run, a first edition trainer, the number 77 card of the set. Looking at the front of this card, it's very clean. Our surface shows no signs of any damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think, is all pretty close to the tolerances. Looking at our corners and our edges, I do not find any damage. Looking to the back of the card, our surface shows that it's very clean. There's no creases, bends, or scratches. Looking at our centering from left to right, it's slightly towards the left. Centering from top to bottom, I think, is within the tolerances. Looking at our corners and our edges, there is a speck of damage on the upper edge and one down the middle of the right edge. And that's going to get us a grade of mint 9. Those are nice, and I like them. We are looking at a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Goop Gas Attack, a first edition trainer, the number 78 card of the set. Looking at the front of this card, it's very clean. The surface shows no damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Looking at our centering from left to right and top to bottom, I think it's slightly towards the bottom, but left to right, I think it's within the tolerances. Looking at the corners and the edges, I do not see any damage. The back of the card is very nice. The surface shows no damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Our centering from left to right and top to bottom, I think left to right looks pretty close to the tolerance top to bottom. I think it's slightly towards the bottom, maybe taking us out of the 10 spec. Looking at our corners and our edges, actually those look really clean. And we're going to get a grade of mint 9. I think that could have maybe been 10, but they gave me a 9. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the cards I presented. Please like and subscribe, and always remember, you got to catch them all. Have an awesome day, people.